Week 10 certainly looks intriguing on the schedule for Fredericksburg area high school football. Taft, I think that this battle of old rivals, Cortland and James Monroe, is the one that is most intriguing to me. James Monroe 7-1 on the year, Cortland 6-2, looking to rebound from their loss at King George. This really should be a very intriguing game. I'm anxious to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, so am I. If you had asked me about this game probably 2 weeks ago, I would have had no problem saying Cortland was going to take this one. But now you look at what's happened, what's transpired over the last couple of weeks with GM proving itself in a hard-fought win over Chancellor and King George still in the game against Cortland last week, with the Cougars kind of taking it on the chin in that 19-14 loss. So now this game is full of intrigue. I mean, you don't know what might happen.
Changes the complexion of it, and in a way it may change the ramifications of the outcome. So both of these teams are still playoff teams, there's no doubt about that. What would this do though to Cortland if they lose? This is a very losable game if you follow my logic here. This is going to be a tough game for them. Losing 2 in a row near the end of the season here, that is not a typical occurrence for the Cougars.
No, they usually take their lumps early when they've traditionally had tough games early on against Massaponas and Riverbend, and then just rolled through the rest of the regular season. But this season with King George coming in there at the end and clipping them, it's kind of a different trajectory for them going into this last part of the year. So it'll be very interesting to see how they respond to this to that loss to King George.
Meanwhile, how about JM? So they got that victory over Chancellor, maybe surprised a couple of people. Very strong team at JM, no doubt. It wouldn't have been a very big upset there. But another challenging matchup for them against Cortland. They have fared quite well against teams that feel like they should be really testing their mettle against.
Yeah, I mean, Cortland is a big physical team, and they also have a lot of speed. You know, we talked earlier about some of the outside runners they have, but JM has the athleticism, I think, and the speed defensively to stick with them. So it should be a very interesting game.
And it's not the only interesting game from around the area. How about Massaponas and North Stafford? Ponix puts their 31-win consecutive win regular season streak. I said that a little bit backwards, but you know what I'm trying to say here. They put it on the line at North Stafford. This is a challenging team. North Stafford has beaten Ponix in the playoffs 2 years ago by my recollection. Not a team to be taken lightly here. Ponix's streak may be in jeopardy.
Not a team to be taken lightly at all, and I'm sure Eric Ludden is drilling that to his team all week. Massaponas, to win 31 games in a row, you have to have that one game at a time mindset. And I talked to them last week, and they said they get excited every week because they look at every week as a Super Bowl. So I'm sure they're not taking North Stafford lightly. I'm sure they have their game plan down packed. They're going to do what they do offensively. The question will be, just like with Mountain View, if North Stafford is able to match Massaponas physically.
Physicality, sure. This is a game that always intrigues me because of the master tacticians, as it were, that are coaching on each sideline. So you've got Coach Ludden on one side, Coach Mangano on another. You know that there's going to be some scheming going on there. It'd be interesting to see how that one plays out. But that's not the only big game around the area. We've also got Chancellor taking on a resurgent King George team. They're coming off a big victory over Cortland. Can they do it 2 weeks in a row and beat Chancellor at home again for King George?
Yeah, another big game for them at home. And just like I said with the JM Cortland game, if you had asked me about this one a couple of weeks ago, I would have had Chancellor winning this one easily. But King George made a major statement last week, and I'm sure that got the attention of Chancellor.
Absolutely, absolutely. Plenty of other great games around the area as well. Hilton will be visiting Riverbend, Stafford, Mountain View, Caroline, Spotsy. Big game between Louisa and Orange as well. And don't forget WL and L and Essex. I'm so excited I can hardly get it out. Lots of great football, high school football action around the area this coming Friday night. I hope you're able to get out and see one of these wonderful games.